speech anymore. As I imagine, you know that I'm doing an icebreaker speech, and I hope my evaluator doesn't judge it technically. I want to use our time together today to give you an overview of communication as I see it and why it's my passion and purpose in life. What is communication? Well, believe it or not, a definition that I really like comes from the 1st century BC, and it reads, "Communication is the mirror of the soul. As a person speaks, so is he." And it was written by a Roman author whose name I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce right now. Going back in time, not nearly that many centuries, tell you a little bit about my family and where everything started. I was born into a family whose main way of communicating was arguing intensely and often. As a very young child, about 3 or 4 years old, I experienced my first defining moment in my life that would set me on my path to my life's purpose. Arguing, as I indicated, was common in our family. And one night, it got really nasty. And the fight was louder and more frightening and more dead end than most of them. Now, I'm just a little kid. I'm 4 years old, and I'm the only kid in the household among all these adults. And protecting myself from all of this commotion was the thing I wanted most. So, as a 4-year-old, I ran and hid under the dining room table. Now, I didn't come out until the adults came looking for me. But from that experience forward, I became determined that fighting didn't work, and there had to be a better way. Now, as a 4-year-old, I didn't have a clue about what communication was, but that is the essence of the first step is in communication, is recognizing that there is a need to connect with people differently, or just to connect with people. Through the years, I experienced many more defining moments. I discovered I had been blessed with an excellent writing ability, and that led me to a degree in both journalism and marketing, a 25-year career in public relations, and perfecting of my technical skills in communication. The next 20 years were entirely different. I spent them raising a son and a daughter and immersing myself in learning and teaching interpersonal communication skills. So, going from the technical, I really moved toward what's called high touch. And remember that little girl under the dining room table? By this point, as an adult, my purpose became clear to me, and it is to shine a light on and teach effective communication. So, at this point in my life, I was living by teaching and showing my family how to communicate without all of those horrible arguments I grew up with. Now, I admit we do argue, we do have differences of opinion, but how we resolve those arguments, how we communicate about the differences of opinion are what has been different for me in my adult life and in my marriage. So, now I knew my purpose, I knew communication had always been my passion, but I didn't understand quite how critical knowing your purpose is. It defines things I do. Should I join Tech Masters? Or should I join some other organization where all I do is sit and listen to other people talk? Obviously, I choose Tech Masters. And the purpose, knowing my purpose, also led me naturally into coaching. I work with entrepreneurs developing their businesses and help them discover how using information and communication can give them an edge over their competitors. In upcoming talks, I plan to share with you some easy-to-learn marketing methods you can start using in your business right away to support you in getting that extra edge. So we've talked about defining moments, and passion, and purpose today. That's a very, very global way of looking at communication. But as I said, my intent is to bring you a lot of ideas about how to communicate effectively as I have the opportunity to speak again. So in closing, I would like to share with you one other quote. And I love this one. And it was spoken by Jim Rohn. Anybody here know who Jim Rohn is? Okay, he was a very highly successful marketer who eventually became a dynamic, well-recognized and respected speaker. He said, take advantage of every opportunity to practice your communication skills so that when important occasions arise, you will have the gift, the style, the sharpness, the clarity, and the emotions to affect other people. Thank you very much.